Krasinski and Josh Savali. Let's go, Buffalo! Sunday afternoon in LA. Girls, boys, and bills at Downtown Brew. Ballet. Prognostications and various jokes. So grab your beer, we're so glad you're alive in the alley.
Well, we've kicked Jibber off the show this week and forever.
There, is that good? We'll do the whole show like that. Because the Bills lost.
That sucked.
But guess what? It's time for a new week. And we are live!
Yay! Let's go.
Doctor?
Well, I
Doctor?
think Joshy,
Doctor?
Dr. Josh says Allen might play.
For those watching live now and not paying any attention to any of the pregame stuff, he did not warm up with the team, but I don't know.
We will
find out. It's like the election. We're waiting. We're all waiting. UCL, ACL, NFL, who cares? That's what I was going with that one. I was going to try that out.
I'm glad Trump didn't win this year.
He didn't run. I can't imagine. Can you imagine if that guy ran anywhere? Like running, like physically? It'd look ridiculous. Sight to behold. Yeah, a sight to behold indeed.
Let's not talk about that anymore.
So the Bills play the Vikings today. Do you know anything about the Vikings?
Yeah. They have ships.
And they're from Scandinavia.
I was looking up something about them.
Uh-huh.
And no.
It was all bad?
Well, looking up the Vikings, but I don't know much about the Vikings.
They've got Dalvin Cook at running back. He's good.
He's good. Kirk Cousins
is efficient.
Average.
Efficient is the best way, and he's good.
Average to under average, and they have a great receiver.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson is really good. Thielen's not bad either. Defensively, anything you know about them defensively?
I know nothing.
I know. This is really going to be Jimmer's time to shine.
I just can't believe they're in the NFC. They're a bad team, I think.
They're 7-1.
So are the Giants. They're 6-2. Never mind.
Close enough.
But I mean,
they
play bad teams. They play the Packers. The Packers are horrible.
The Packers are bad. They beat Arizona. The Arizona's not too impressive.
Oh man, how bad are they?
I know. Not good. Guys out for this kind of fit in. Greg Rousseau has a high ankle sprain for the Bills. He's out. He's week to week. That's probably not. That's probably a month, 6-week injury. So it kind of stinks not to have him in defensively. Tre'Davious White isn't playing. We just talked about that. That stinks. Kyer Elam is out. I mean, the bevy of injuries on the defensive side. Edmonds is in.
They're deep, but they are deep.
Milano's back. Poyer's still out, but let's kind of let him just get healthy. The thing that kind of bothers me about Rousseau being out is this little factoid. I got something about the Vikings for you.
Oh.
Only 4 offensive linemen in the NFL have given up more than 25 quarterback pressures this season. 2 of the 4 are on the Vikings offensive line. So Rousseau being out is a little bit of a stinger on that because they are not good. If Cousins has to hang on to the ball, it's not good for them at all. And he's not very mobile.
We have the loss, son.
We do have Shaq Lawson. We also have Von Miller. We also have Boogie Basham, and we also have Epinesa.
Our defense is okay.
The depth is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. The depth is fine. I'm not worried about the defense last week in the fourth quarter, though. Yeah. Steve-O could have ran against that Bills defense. It was not pretty. And he doesn't run. He's just like Trump. He doesn't run.
Trump's going to run.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're done with that. Let's not go back to
No.
that.
We will go back to the Bills-Jets game one more time. Then we're not giving Jimmer anything this week. The Bills-Jets final was 17-20, correct?
Yes.
There were 3 other games last weekend that finished 20-17. It's the first time in 93 years in the NFL that 4 games finished with the same score on one day. Does anyone want to guess what the score? There's 4 games was the same score in 93 years ago. Does anybody want to guess what the score was in those 4 games?
6-0.
Jimmer was alive then, so.
That's what I'm saying. 6-0.
Why was Jimmer a liar?
No, alive.
No, lie.
Oh, alive. Jimmer was alive, yes.
I was probably lying then too. So
6-0 is close. Lower.
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Imagine having the Red Zone channel back then. Ooh. Oh boy, it's getting crafty. But yeah, that's a little oddity from the scores last week. Fucking Jets.
Was it also Bills Jets 3-0?
Yeah, it was Bills Jets 93 years ago. It would have had to have been like the Lions and the Eagles,
Yeah.
And
The Bears, the Packers,
Chicago Cardinals and the Bears.
the Washington football team that shan't be named.
That shan't be named. So yeah, last week as a Bills fan, it stunk. Allen played like crap, and he admitted it in the postgame. The run defense up until the final drive was actually kind of pedestrian. They gave up 94 yards going into the final drive, something around there. And then the Jets had
Jimmer will tell us.
70-something yards. I mean, that's what stunk. The team had bad angles on tackling, like, oof, and your quarterback playing like crap, not a good combo.
Nah.
Bad game.
Josh, he played like poop.
Yeah, and he said it. And he did. Those turnovers, that's 2 interceptions were just unforgivable.
Unbelievable.
And one of them was right after a turnover that the Bills got.
Yeah,
so it made it even worse.
That's a big deal.
No. If your star quarterback
They're
is
giving
gonna play
us
crap,
points and we turn it over?
yeah.
No.
It was 14-3. You can't let those games slide away. And I'm not saying the Jets are crap. I will say I thought they were an inferior opponent to the Bills last week.
Well, they are.
That defense is legit.
And the Jets defense is very strong.
That defense is really good.
Yeah, they got after Allen. That's how he got hurt his UCL, MCL, NFL. The strip sack, basically. Yeah, oof. But Minnesota in town today. It's crappy outside. So if Allen does start, gripping the football could be an issue. Or not. Duke Johnson's up. They might just run the ball 99 times. There's a lot to be seen and a lot to come about 105 this afternoon.
We will see what happens.
We will all see what happens with our eyes.
Unless the satellite goes out, then we will not see.
Then we will not see. Kyrie Irving hosting the show? Ooh, rough. I thought it was good. Well, it's all bad.
That's a dog when you say rough.
Yeah. Very nice work. Things are going swell here at Live in the Alley. We have a tent. We have a side tent. We've got Double A and Jimmer. We've got Dave. We've got Steve-O. We've got Mary. We've got Josh. We've got Billy. We got a bar.
Well, what's going on right now?
Since you put it so eloquently, we don't know jack shit about the Vikings. And we should probably learn some as they are the Bills' opponent today.
But it's unfortunate that we kicked Jimmer off the show because they beat us.
Yeah. We had
I guess we'll just go to Double A.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, we got to give him, listen, credit where credit's due. Jimmer even picked the Bills last week. So
I know it.
So you know what? Let's bring him on. It's time for Jives with
Jimmer!
We got to do the lean. There he is. Settle right in, James.
Here, ready to talk about some Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmer,
Yes.
I want to talk to you first.
Talk away, Josh.
How did you guys beat us?
Running the ball in defense.
Running the ball, defense, yeah, just like he stated.
Well,
I didn't even shake Jimmer's hand after the game.
You moused out of here real quick.
I meant to slap him in the face, but I'll do that today.
I went
Billy?
to bed at, me?
No,
okay,
Jimmer.
okay.
I went to bed at 6 o'clock after the game Sunday. I was not having it.
All right, anyways, Minnesota at Buffalo. Only game this week between teams with winning records.
Wow.
Vikings come in 7-1.
Are you serious?
Serious.
He wasn't lying, Jimmer.
Chargers and Niners, but Niners are 500. Chargers have a winning record. Other than that, nobody.
Wow.
No other games. 2 teams with winning records.
Wow.
Vikings 7-1. already have a 4.5 game lead in the NFC North. Started off the season 23-7 victory over the Green Bay. Week 2 lost to Philadelphia, kind of reverse of the score, 24-7. Since have won their next straight 6 games. In the 6-game winning streak, they have beaten only one team with a winning record. That was Miami in Week 6. Who were without Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep.
Now, brings us to the whole who have they played argument. Personally, I don't buy into that.
Ooh. Oh.
I don't put too much stock into it.
Win is a win is a win is a win.
Well,
Win is a win.
The schedule is the schedule.
Exactly. It's not like the University of Alabama scheduling like Central Michigan or anything like that.
Yeah.
Don't hate on
Play your
Central
schedule.
Michigan.
I thought they were pretty good this year.
Let's
you
say
say you beat-
Eastern Michigan then. How's that?
It always comes down to directions, Jim.
How about Western Michigan?
Stop it. Let him talk.
You don't dictate other teams' injuries. You don't dictate who the other teams play.
Right.
Indeed.
Plus, if you're beating teams with a losing record and you want to be an upper echelon team, those are the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Yeah, everybody's fighting for the number 1 seed. It doesn't matter how you get there.
Exactly. For Minnesota, though, what I am looking at more of is how they've been winning. In their 6-game winning streak, every single game has been decided by one score. In 4 of those games, Minnesota has had to have a fourth-quarter comeback to win.
Oh.
Let's look at last week. Minnesota won 20-17 at Washington. Minnesota opening possession, scores a touchdown. Then next 7 possessions, punted 6 times. 7th one was a Kirk Cousins interception.
And then they won.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, Minnesota down 17-7. Vikings score a touchdown and a field goal to tie the game at 17. Next possession, Minnesota intercepts Washington quarterback Tyler Heineke. Gets the ball down to Washington 4, kicks a field goal, takes a 20-17 lead. Buck 52 left in the game. Washington try and make a comeback. Hang on. Flag on the field. Washington defender flagged for running into the Minnesota long snapper.
Oh.
Minnesota accepts the penalty, takes the field goal off the board, runs the clock down to 12 seconds, kicks the field goal again. Final score 20-17.
Oh. So it's not like they're dominating. You said all those 1-score games.
Yeah, 6 straight games by one
It's
score.
not when the Bills are rolling. It's not domination.
In those 6 games, the biggest margin of victory was 8 points.
You're counting on the long snapper.
I always count on the long snapper if I'm Minnesota, I guess.
If I'm fishing.
Very nice. That was good.
Well, last week's game versus Washington was the first time Minnesota quarterback Kirk Cousins played in Washington since signing with the Vikings in 2018. Cousins was originally drafted by Washington, same year that Robert Griffin III was drafted first. Cousins was drafted 4th. Played there for 6 seasons. His final 3 was as a starter. Over to Minnesota as a free agent, where he's been the starter for the past 4 years. Now, you guys mentioned Cousins puts up good numbers. 6 years, over 4,000 passing yards. 3 years, over 30 touchdown passes. Never been in the category of being an elite NFL quarterback.
He's kind of like Flacco, though, when Flacco was good. Like, he's extremely efficient. Like, didn't he
does
set a
his
job?
I want to
but-
call him average, and
Yeah.
it's weird that they drafted 2 quarterbacks
In the same year?
in that year. You know, like, well, this guy's might be good, and this guy's average.
Right? But he's been
This
in the
guy
league.
might be great, but he's not elite.
One of those guys is an analyst for ESPN, and one of them is a starting quarterback, though. You know, Griffin's an analyst for ESPN. He ain't playing no more. Who is the dummy?
You said he's average? Let me get into that. In 2019,
Average us.
Vikings were 10-5 in games that he started. Prior to this year, other than that 10-5 season, his teams no more than 9 wins, no less than 7 wins. So every year, 7-9, 8-8,
the Jeff
9-7,
Fisher,
pretty much.
The Jeff Fisher run
The Bills should have drafted him for 20 years.
with Dick Duran.
Yeah, let's face it, a lot of teams would kill for that. You know, but whoever Kirk Cousins' agent is should be named Sports Agent of the Millennium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He is currently being paid $31.4 million for this season.
That is not an average quarterback salary, Josh.
No, it's not.
That is the third highest cap hit in the NFL for this season.
Oof.
Number 2 being Patrick Mahomes at $35.8 million.
Can I guess number 1?
Yes, you can.
Is it Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Damn it.
it is Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not, $38.6 million per year.
Holy.
Worth every penny.
Oh, my goodness.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
For his career, Cousins has earned over $201 million.
Oh,
thinking
he
Patrick
played
Mahomes.
his cards right when he was
Oh,
in Washington.
Yeah. You like that? That was his thing. He does like it.
You mentioned receiver
yeah,
Justin
man.
Jefferson. That is Cousins' number 1 target, third year in the league. He's acquired by Minnesota with a first-round draft pick from the Bills trade for Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
In his 2020 rookie season, Jefferson set the record for most receiving yardage by a rookie in the Super Bowl area with an even 1,400 yards. Now, Jamar Chase did break that record last year, 1,455. He did have one more game, though, because they played 17
Right.
last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
16
Right.
before.
That's how good he was his rookie year.
Now, note that is the record for the Super Bowl era. Prior to that, as we all know,
Of course. Lay it on us.
rookie receiver Bill Gorman for the Houston Oilers of the American Football League in 1960 caught 1,473 yards in only 14 games.
Do you have his jersey?
Now, I looked for the throwback, couldn't find it.
In 14 games, mind you.
Yes.
Like 3 less than
Yeah.
what Jefferson even did it in.
Getting back to Jefferson, he has the most receiving yards in the NFL since 2020, comparing to Stephon Diggs. He is 4th in this time frame. This year, Jefferson is 2nd in receiving yards. Diggs is 3rd. Diggs is only 10 yards behind him. You mentioned Dalvin Cook, running
did.
back, whose brother James Cook is rookie running back for Buffalo.
Yep.
Another connection there. He has over 1,000 yards rushing the past 3 seasons. His best season was in 2020 when he had 1,557 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. And Minnesota's offense in the past week added a new weapon. Newly acquired tight end T.J. Hawkinson came over from a trade with Detroit. Last week versus Washington, his first game with Minnesota, he caught all 9 of his targets, and that was the most catches by a Vikings tight end in a game since 2018.
That is nuts.
That could be a pretty.
He just
first
went
game.
there
Yeah.
Right in.
after,
And they
what,
targeted him
4 or
9
5
times.
days?
Yeah.
I mean, if they stay where they are in the standings, I mean, that and do better because of him, I mean, that could be a very an overlooked trade on trade deadline day like that. If that works out, yahoo!
What did they give up for him?
2nd and a 4th?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just a couple draft
Hey.
picks.
Yep. It's still crazy though.
I
Defense.
can't believe he made an impact. The
Already.
First game.
First game.
Yep.
Defense, nothing special. 19 in total yards allowed. 29th in passing defense. Respectable 9th in rushing defense. Bills will have to watch out for linebacker Zadarius Smith. Tied for 2nd in the league with 8.5 sacks. Tied for the league lead in tackles for loss. As well as safety Harrison Smith, who was tied for 2nd in the league with 4
Somebody
interceptions.
Smiths to take care of.
And Harrison Phillips, former
Yes,
Bill.
former Bill now on Minnesota. 2 injuries for the Minnesota defense. Starters, cornerback Cameron Dantzler and defensive tackle Dalvin Thompson are both out today.
Good.
That's right.
Prior to today, Minnesota's been very fortunate on the injury front, as so far this season, they've only had 2 starters miss a grand total of 2 games this season. That's
Wow.
it.
That's impressive.
Wow.
That's luck. I mean, I'm not saying it. The Bills have had that
No,
luck
it
before.
kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hurt him.
Oh.
I want to mention kicker Greg Joseph.
Oh. Thank God.
Perfect 10 for 10 on field goals, 49 yards or less this season.
Not today.
You get over 49, not as good. He's only 1 for 6 on his attempts 50 yards or greater.
That's right.
Let's push him back. Push him back.
Way back.
Not much history between Buffalo and Minnesota. They've only played 14 times. Minnesota leads 8-6, but Buffalo has won 4 of the last 5. And I'm going to finish up with how the point spread affects Kirk Cousins. Now, spread started out at Bills -9. Then it was thought that Josh Allen wasn't going to play. It dropped to 3.5. According to USA Today this morning, it is back up to Buffalo giving 7.
Oh, it went up even more.
More. It was 6.5 first thing this morning, yeah.
As a Viking, Cousins has been an underdog of 6 or more points 6 times. He is 0-6 straight up. 14 times in his career, he's been an underdog of 6 and more, and he has only won one of those games.
Oh, look good for the Bills, allegedly.
What's buzzing, Cousins?
And on
That's
that buzzing
for you,
note,
buddy.
that's all we got from Minnesota for today.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Hey, Trevor! All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
No, you're a Scandinavian footballer. You mentioned Kirk Cousins.
Michigan State.
You mentioned Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. LSU.
I was going to say, I hope you get that because you also mentioned Jamar Chase. You mentioned Dalvin Cook.
Florida State.
I mentioned Adam Thielen. This is the curveball.
It's like Minnesota. Is it like Minnesota? No, it's not a directional. I want to say Minnesota State.
Oh, my God.
Did you get it?
Did you
Is
get
that
that?
right?
Yes.
Oh, Jimmer.
Oh, my God.
It's not my fantasy team, man.
Oh, and you also referenced maybe the best player on the defense, Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith.
Ah, yes.
See Florida State too.
Negative. Different conference.
Mississippi State.
Same conference, wrong school.
LSU.
This team lost to Vanderbilt yesterday.
Missouri.
Kentucky,
Kentucky. Okay.
which, go Commodores. Yeah, great. Good job. You got
how many
750. 750
Man, I went to
points.
1,000,000 points 2 weeks ago to lost 10 points. Now it's
I'll
only
do
7.
better.
Well, no, he was in negative, so we're at 0 right now.
Yeah, that's what the card says, Jim. I mean, who
All
am
right,
I
hey.
to doubt the card?
Who am I to doubt our off-screen judge is keeping track of this?
That's right. And it's usually the producer who's literally behind 2 curtains today.
Paying no attention
I
to the
don't
man.
Yeah,
behind
he's
the curtain.
waving. Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I don't. Speaking of a guy who's never behind a curtain, the Wizard of Questions.
Ooh.
It's time for Q&A
Q&A
with
with
Doodah.
With double A, are you ready to play?
What are you crying for?
Sad.
Matt, go away. It's double A's time.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, he's got some funky
Whoa,
cigarettes.
that smells weird.
Matt brought a joint.
I wish we
Right
could.
to the chase
We
on
need
that.
like a little soundboard, and Matt brought a joint is going to be the first button I hit every time.
I'm making a T-shirt of that.
Yeah, that's Scott. It's got to go on the piano you'd ever brought down.
But after that, it says again.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
What's happening?
I think I want to play a game. You guys want to play a
You
game?
have
Let's do it.
been bringing games, and I am all for it.
You always bring the best game.
Yes,
This one's going to be tough.
Uh-oh.
like Operation.
This is
No,
this is
it's not sorry.
how well do you know your ex-Bills? So I'm going to give you an ex-Bill,
Nostradamus.
and I want you to tell me what position they played. And if you can, what era they played in.
All right, Jim, are you ready?
Let's fire away. Let's do it. I'm
Probably
game.
gonna know more than us.
All right, let's start with,
No.
I'll give you an easy one to start with. Nigel Bradham.
Linebacker.
When
Era?
56.
The drought era.
90s?
Drought era.
Well, if we're gonna
80s? Is that what you
I
said?
said 90s.
Oh,
drought
no.
era, I would consider like the 2000s, like
And
the
his
aughts.
number was 56,
Yes.
I believe.
Yep.
The
The
2000s.
Brad Ham.
Yes. All right, how about Greg Bell?
Running back.
Yep.
Wow.
What era?
Number 23.
I want to say late 80s, early 90s.
80s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greg Bell, 80s.
Because they
80s.
nicknamed him Tinker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tinker Bell.
Oh, my.
I like that.
All right, how
I'm getting
about
schooled here.
Tinker Bell.
How about-
I guess that's what it is.
Bill Brooks?
Billy Brooks.
Receiver.
Yep. And that would be
That was early 80s.
early 80s.
Nope. 90s.
Damn it.
Okay.
Just trying to copy
How about-
whatever Jim says.
How about Bucky Brooks?
Receiver. No? All right, I'll let you guys.
Running back. Linebacker.
Defensive
Kicker.
back.
Defensive back.
Defensive
Yeah.
back.
Same time. They were on the team together.
Obviously.
Not brothers.
No relation.
Yep. How
They were
about
sisters.
how about Dick Cunningham?
60s.
Offensive lineman.
60s is correct. Offensive lineman is not correct.
All right.
Defensive lineman.
Nope.
Linebacker.
Yes.
I could make so many jokes about that name.
But we'll move on.
All right. How about
Dick
Joe
Cunningham.
Devlin?
Oh, my
Offensive
goodness.
lineman,
Joe
guard, I'm going
Devlin.
to say.
Offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle. He's
Yes.
here during the Kelly years.
Yep.
Come on, guys. You guys
I
awake?
kind of. We're not as old as you, Jimmer.
He's laughing.
All right. How about Albert Dubinion?
Oh,
Running back.
Running
60s.
back, six.
No?
No, wasn't he running back? Wide receiver.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is it Albert or Albert?
It's with an E.
L. E.
Yeah, Albert.
E-L. Albert.
Albert.
Yes.
I
great
think he liked to be called Alberto.
How about Tom Flores?
He was quarterback, 60s.
Very good.
So he was the coach of the Raiders then.
Yeah. But I was surprised that he actually played for the Bills.
Yeah.
As I did not know that. That was a surprise to me.
You guys got to
But
blow up on your team history.
This is
Come on.
not.
Jimmer's rocking this.
This game is not fun, Jets fan.
It's very Jim heavy so far. All right, how about Jerry Kraft?
Jerry Kraft.
He owns the Patriots. That's Robert Kraft.
Robert. He was an offensive lineman?
He was.
Yes.
They used to call him the Condo.
I think that was...
90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, we got one.
Us together, we got one. Jimmer has 50.
Yep.
All right, how
These
about
points are.
Scott Radisick?
He was a linebacker in like the 70s, 80s.
What year do you think I was born?
80s.
We would have called him Radasack.
Yes! It would have been great. All right, how about Andy Reid?
Andy Reid.
He sounds like a
We're
walrus.
talking the same guy that was the kick or the head coach? Oh, we don't know.
He said that means yes.
He really played for us?
Oh.
No,
I don't know.
it's
Don't
just
know
some dude that played one game for the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I thought that this was going to be more these guys centric. So this next three are Jets players because I wanted to include
You guys probably get these.
I hope we get them.
Okay, so I've got three Jets quarterbacks, and you're going to tell me if they all played for the team, none of them played for the team, or a couple of them played.
All right.
Neil O'Donnell.
Vinny Testaverde,
Yes.
Yep.
Kozar,
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
Reich.
Yes, Frank Reich, I think, did for a couple games.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that
Is
right?
that right?
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised that Reich did. I didn't remember that.
I didn't either.
All right.
I didn't either.
So
Jimmer knows more about our team than we do, so
he dominated that. He
That
dominated
sucked.
that. All right. So we're halfway through the season. I would
No,
like.
keep going. Keep going. I'm good.
I would like a bold prediction from each of you for the end of the season. Something
the-
really like
For the Bills or in the NFL?
whatever you would like. A bold prediction for the rest of the season.
Jimmer?
Philadelphia goes undefeated.
Ooh, that is bold. It's not easy to do.
I'm going to stay in the NFC.
Wait. Does that mean they win the Super Bowl too?
Regular season.
Okay.
I'm going to stay in the NFC, and in fact, in that division. And I'm going to say that the Giants are going to miss the playoffs, even with their 6-2 record right now.
That's a good one. What do you think, Josh?
And I still think the Bills are going to be the number one seed.
Well,
And I hate Jim.
I also hate Jimmer. But
Feeling the love.
There's nothing bold about that prediction.
Tennessee is the number one seed in the AFC.
Ooh.
That's
That's
yeah.
Oh, in the whole AFC?
Yep.
Wow. Well, they have the most expensive quarterback.
yes. They got to get something for their
and
money.
they suck,
every time.
but
right.
somehow they win.
Yep.
And I've got one more question for you. How do football players stay cool?
Ooh. How do they stay cool? I don't know.
They have fans. Thank you. I'll see you later.
Man, I had a joke. I forgot it. It was about as dumb as that one. But I love it.
All right.
You know, after that, I have to, and I hate to admit that Aaron is the leader in quick picks with 51, and the three of us are tied at 49, which is some bullshit after that segment joke you just pulled.
So I must have had a good week last week then, because I was
Yeah.
in last.
Yeah, one of these are made up because we just gave somebody some points when you guys missed the
'cause
show.
I was missed a week.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. But we're going with that lie.
Sure.
Anyway, you guys want to pick some games?
Let's pick some games.
All right, it's time for quick picks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for quick picks.
That was so fluid. That was great. Dave, you're doing an okay job. You can't see me doing this.
Yes,
You can see on every camera.
It's just on a slight delay.
Hey, he flicked me off. Again. Jim, are you ready?
I am ready.
I think it says Detroit at Chicago. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. Chicago is giving 3. Chicago quarterback Justin Fields last week rushed for 178 yards, breaking Michael Vick's record of 173 yards, most ever for a quarterback in a regular season game.
Who holds the postseason game record?
Colin Kaepernick.
Yep. Cool.
He's not in the league.
Detroit's defense allows 5 yards per rush against, which is 28th in the league. Give me Chicago.
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 I think we're going across the board there. I can't spell anybody's name. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I go to Chicago at home. Detroit, everybody wanted them to be the darling this year, and they just stink. Jacksonville at Kansas City.
Kansas City is giving 9.5. Past 10 games Kansas City has played in November, they are 10-0. Now, the forecast high in Kansas City is supposed to be the low 40s. When I checked weather.com this morning at about 8:30, it said the temperature was 18 degrees in Kansas City. I bring this up because the past 20 times Jacksonville has played in temperature under 55 degrees, they are 0-20. So I'm going Kansas City.
I can't figure out why.
I'm going to go Kansas City, too, I guess, because that's
Cold.
I'm going to go
cold.
Kansas City because Jacksonville's not good.
No.
Well, and
Like
that, too.
they faked that they were good at the beginning of the season, but they're not good.
This is one of them weird things about the NFL season, and just like the Bills losing to the Jets last week, but they have a way better record. How the hell did Kansas City lose to the Colts?
Right.
Like
One of
it's
those
just
flukes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the Bills losing to Jacksonville last year.
Yep.
So just a quick interruption. Josh Allen was taking snaps under Mitch Morse,
Yeah.
and Case Keenum was taking snaps under Van Rotten. So I think he's starting.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm going to skip that. We'll come back to this one. Houston at the Giants.
Giants giving 5. Like I mentioned, Chicago with the rushing attack. That's going to be a theme for a couple games, including this one. Giants average 161.5 yards per game rushing, 4th best in the league. Houston's defense allows an average of 180.6 yards per game rushing, worst in the league. Give me the Giants.
Yep. I'll go Giants as well.
I'd like to go Giants, but I think this is one of those surprise ones. I think Houston's going to shock them.
Okay.
I went AA. Giants are winning games, but I don't think they're good.
I agree. And Houston gave Philly a really good 3 quarters last Thursday.
They've actually been in most of their games.
And, yeah, they haven't been really blown out. Interesting.
I feel bad for Lovey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
He has
know,
a great beard.
he's in a
Best
I hate
beard in
his beard.
football. What?
It is so.
You hate it because it's so good.
It's so gray.
Oh, speaking of beards we hate or don't hate, Andy Dalton and the Saints at the Steelers.
Pittsburgh is giving 1. This one was tough. TJ Watt is expected to be back. Pittsburgh was on the bye last week. Head coach Mike Tomlin is 11-4 straight up on the coming off the bye week. Current streak of 5 in a row. Not confident, but I'm going to say Pittsburgh just because New Orleans is due.
I mean, the Watt being back is huge. That defense is completely different when he's out.
What did you say?
I said that defense is completely different when Watt is out there.
Indeed.
Oh, well, thank God.
Indeed.
Clarify.
Did you want me
Hey,
to-
Meg's in the house.
Hey, Meg!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I was gonna pick a tie for this one,
Yeah.
but if Watt's back, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you can't tie with the Watt.
Yeah.
New Orleans. Okay. I think this reads Den at 10. Does that make sense?
Yes, Den at 10. 10 is giving 2.5. Ryan Tannehill, highest paid player in the league, is supposed to be back. Past 2 games without Tannehill. Rookie quarterback Malik Willis. Grand total of 97 yards passing the past 2 games. Last game, no Tennessee receiver caught a ball.
Right. He threw 7 times on Sunday night, I believe, right?
But Tennessee is 5-0 against the spread versus teams with a losing record this season, so I'm going Tennessee.
Denver sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's back to rushing like how he's not hurt anymore.
Oh, Derrick
And,
Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, last week they showed, that they're good because of him. So that's why I'm going to go Tennessee.
Denver has a top 3 defense in the league, but I don't think it matters.
They might have the worst quarterback. in the
If Russ
league.
is washed, I don't think it matters. And like you said, Henry is good. And if they have any semblance, one thing that Tannehill does do really, really well is the play action pass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hand the ball off.
Well,
He does that well.
He does
too,
that very
Derrick
well
Henry.
too. Yeah, I'm going.
That's
Tennessee.
his best characteristic.
They have a pretty good path to. Yeah, I see your hand, Dave. They have a pretty good path of the rest of the season here, which stinks. Speaking of stinks, Colts at Vegas. Jeff Saturday makes his coaching debut.
Yeah, Frank Reich fired. First
On a
game.
Sunday, believe it or not.
Decent.
First game for new Indy head coach Jeff Saturday. No coaching experience at the NFL or collegiate level. He's coached some games in high school. Their offensive coordinator is some 30-year-old assistant coach who is calling plays for his first game ever.
Perfect.
No Matt Ryan, of course, as we know. Indy averages a league worst 14.7 points per game. If Vegas is ever going to win a game, this is it. I'm going with Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah, the weird thing is, though, the entire offensive array of Vegas is hurt.
Jimmer,
Like
what's the line
Renfro's
on
out,
this one?
Waller's out.
4.
They're both on the IR.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they can score enough points.
I think this game's going to be like 13-6.
It could be the 3-0 game.
Yeah.
Isn't the Colts
about.
the Colts one very good defensive player there? Is it Leonard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
He's
scary.
got placed on IR. I
Placed on
believe.
IR.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like you said though. Vegas doesn't have much offense to go
I
against.
just don't
it.
know how. It's going to be a low-scoring game, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
This
I'm gonna
is
go,
a good
I'm
one.
going to go Indy.
This is a good one for a tie.
Okay.
0-0.
Yeah, I know you're right. It's probably.
I'm going to go with Vegas, and I hate Josh McDaniels, but I don't know what is going to happen in Indy, and if they win,
Yeah.
who knows?
We'll talk about it set Jeff Saturday.
It would be a great ESPN talking point if Saturday wins.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be
on
yeah,
Sunday.
fantastic.
See, there you go. I got it for you.
Thank you.
Dallas at the woeful. You heard it here. Woeful Packers.
The spread on this is only Green Bay getting 4.
Oh, it's 4?
4.
Yeah,
that was
it's
as USA Today as a 10:30.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dallas is 6-2 against the spread this season, tied for best in the league with the Giants and Tennessee. I gotta go with Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. That rushing attack. I
Why
mean,
are we even talking about
even if they
this?
take away rushes from Pollard, they're still really good.
And Dak is good. The defense is good.
He's good enough.
Right. But the Packers suck.
Yeah.
They were running the ball at the end of the game when they were down by 2
Who's
touchdowns.
he even going to throw to? Because I think Dobbs is hurt
Dobbs
too.
is hurt,
Lazard
yeah.
is
Who is he throwing to?
Oh,
Lazard. That's
Lazard?
about it.
I thought he was hurt too.
No, he's
He's
fine.
back. Should throw it
Better
to
be
himself.
fantasy lineups.
Arizona at the Rams.
Rams are giving 3. Matt Stafford is a game-time decision. If he doesn't play, John Wolford will be playing at quarterback for the Rams.
Couldn't Kyler Murray also be out too?
Kyler Murray was questionable, but was looking more promising for him.
Gotcha.
Now, last
Hamstring,
week,
right?
what's that?
Hamstring?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I'll go. Sure, Josh. Hey, trust me.
Last week, Arizona scored a touchdown in the first quarter versus Seattle. I bring that up because that is the first time all season they have scored a touchdown in the first quarter.
Wow.
Since Sean McVay has been head coach for the Rams are 10-1 versus Arizona in the regular season. With Stafford being questionable, though, I'm still going to go with the Rams.
Nope. Threw me for a loop.
I'm going to go Arizona.
I'm going to go Arizona because I think the Rams stink.
I do too.
And, well, Arizona's no good either.
I
but
kind of hope that Murray wasn't playing, and then it'd be easier to root for Arizona.
I'm not rooting. Well, you know what? Don't even put me down for a pick.
Now that
Both these teams suck.
now that we're hearing all of these games, I realize why our game is the only ones with winning records.
Yeah,
These games are terrible.
that's a good point. Yeah, exactly. The Sunday night game, San Diego at the Niners. Don't correct me. I know it's L.A.
LA is getting 7.5. In their past 4 games, the Chargers have been trailing by double digits in the first quarter, but they are 3-1 in their last 4 games. Even though I'm going with San Francisco.
Same, San Francisco.
I'm going to go with the Rams because I think.
The Rams are in a different game.
Oh, that's.
He's still going with the Rams, though.
Still going with the Rams. It's an L.A. thing. Got him confused.
It's a tie.
Chargers and San Fran, a tie?
No, Rams.
The Chargers are going to win this one.
Okay.
Just because they surprise you.
Because they're going to ram their way through it.
They surprise you. They lose bad games and
Yeah,
they win
that's
good
true.
games.
Yeah. Monday Night Football. The Commanders at the undefeated, soon-to-be undefeated for the whole season, according to Jimmer, Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles are giving 11. Washington has won 3 of their last 4. Philadelphia has won 8 of their last 8. Only 25.9% of Washington's... Glad you caught that.
Smart ass.
Only 25.9% of Washington's offensive drives end in points. That's worse than the league. Give me the Eagles.
I think they get Heineke'd. I'm going Washington.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. It's going to be close because
That's what you said.
they're going to run it. But Philly will find a chance to win.
Yeah, Hurts is having a great season. But I agree with Aaron. They get Heineke. It's easy to root for that guy and Ron
Oh,
Rivera
that's fine, yeah.
and McLaurin. But I don't want Philly to go undefeated anyway, so screw them. Vikings at the Bills. Did I miss any games?
Yes, you did.
I didn't. Oh, yeah, I wanted to skip that one. I never came back to it. Cleveland at Miami.
Miami is giving 3.5.
Yes, you did.
Miami receivers Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, 1st and 5th, respectively, in receiving yards this season. Could be negated a little bit because Cleveland has allowed a receiver only 3 times this season to go over 100 yards, none since week 5. I'm still going to go Miami, but I think it's going to be closer because I think, can get the Nick Chubb show. A lot of running.
The old Chubb show.
The old
Aaron,
Chubb
to
show.
I was all excited about the Chubb show.
There it is.
All right, let's
Put
do
that
it.
on a T-shirt.
So Cleveland and the Chubb show.
Okay. It's a Chubb show.
I'm rooting for Cleveland, but I think Miami's offense is
It's good.
okay.
Yeah, it's really
I mean, they get the ball quick and they get it to the fast guys.
Yep. Who are you going with?
Miami.
Okay. I said I would not pick Cleveland this year. I still won't, but I'm not going to pick Miami either.
So you abstain.
Yeah. That's
It's a
it.
tie.
No, not even for a tie. Nope.
They both lose.
I'm going to pretend the
The
game never
whole
happened.
stadium explodes.
That's I always go for that. Never happens. Plus a lot of blood. All right, Jimmer, I'm ready.
All right, Minnesota at Buffalo. I had Buffalo getting 7. Buffalo
it went up
5-1-1 against the spread. Their last 7 at home. I did see a stat where Buffalo, their past 4 times versus NFC North teams, are 0-4 against the spread. Throw that out the window because prior to playing Green Bay this year, they haven't played them like 4 years. So I don't put any precedence in that. I think Buffalo, after losing last week, they have to keep pace with Kansas City. But sorry, guys, I'm going Minnesota 24-22.
Well, Jimmer was wrong last week.
He was.
As were you.
yeah.
Shit.
We all were.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Vikings are a bit of an NFC fraud. Like they play in the NFC. I don't think they're as good as we are. I think Buffalo pulls it out. Let's go 28-17.
I think we're going to blow them out if Allen plays. Have we seen anything?
Other than that, he was under
Center
center
taking
with the
taking
starting.
snaps.
If
That's
Allen
it.
plays, we blow them out.
If not,
If not, we beat them by
$1 billion.
1 billion.
the last 2 times the Bills have played the Vikings, the last time they were 14.5-point underdogs in Allen's rookie year. He did the first Allen hurdle over Anthony
Oh,
Barr.
yeah, that was awesome.
The time before that, Kyle Orton to Sammy Watkins with 3 seconds left on the clock in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
The Bills are 3-0 at home this year to start the season. I think that continues. I think the weather, I don't know, it's Buffalo. Like everybody likes to talk about the weather in Buffalo. The Bills at home
chilly.
last year at the end of the year were awesome at home. You know, not great, but especially the New England game. They were awesome when the weather was shitty. I
Well,
don't
you know
care.
what? At that time, that's a high bar.
Nice. Bills by $1 billion. And no garbage safeties or field goals. Not today, Jimmer.
Under 49 or over 50?
The Bills over 50.
Oh, okay. Thought you meant the garbage time field goals, but.
Oh, yeah. Oh, over 50 then. He ain't going to make it.
No doubt.
Cool. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Play it.